It is time for Around the 412 with Smitty and Tyler.
Welcome back to another episode of Around the 412. I'm Tyler. With me, as always, is my co-host Smitty. Go follow us on all of our social medias at Around the 412 over on X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We're on all of it. Also, go check us out on YouTube. If you're not watching the show there already, go head over, subscribe to us, leave a like on some of the videos, leave comments of stuff you'd like to see. Leave comments on stuff you like that we said as well, like parts of the show and everything. We would love to hear any questions you have. Drop them down below in the comments. Leave a like, leave us a sub, give us some love. We're trying to grow up the YouTube. We've been getting some recent love on YouTube, so thank you to everybody that's been watching over on there. But
mainly the Steelers episodes, and this is the Pirates one.
But this is the Pirates episode. We want to blow those up too, kind of like Ben Heller got blown up tonight. Anyway, I would love to be able to talk about the Pirates right now and how good they're doing against the Dodgers, and I thought that I was going to be able to do so on a clean sweep going into tonight. And full disclosure, the game on Thursday night has not ended right now. The Pirates are currently in the bottom of the 8th, losing 11-4 to the LA Dodgers. But we're going to talk about the games anyway, because that game's a far gone conclusion. If the Pirates actively score, I guess it would be 8 runs to win, or then by all means, we will re-record this episode.
We might have to, talk about one of the greatest comebacks in Pirates history.
Yeah, but we're not expecting that. We're not going to do that. So we're going to continue to talk about the Pirates while they're still playing. They do go, 3-3, I guess, over the last, because we only talked about, there was 3 games against Atlanta and then 3 games against the Dodgers that we had since our last episode. So, or not Atlanta.
You mean the Blue Jays?
Toronto.
Yeah.
So they go 1-2 against Toronto, 2-3 against the Dodgers. Jared Jones and Paul Skenes obviously electrically get wins against the LA Dodgers. Overall, like pretty, I guess, midweek for the Pirates, I guess you could say, and being 3-3 in that stretch does so. Yeah. And
dude, like that first game, the first game after the last time we recorded, so that opener against Toronto, Bailey Falter goes 6 innings, gives up 2 hits, no runs. The Pirates lose 5-3 in that game. Like this is,
and I'll even argue that not scoring enough runs was not the problem in that game. The fact that you lost 5-3 and after 6 innings you had 0 earned runs on the board, that's the issue.
Yeah, Hunter Stratton gives up a run. Lajinski gives up a run. Actually, Holderman gave up a run in the 7th. That was that really stupid game that went into extras.
Mm-hmm.
That was that game where like they were just trading runs and extras until Schneider for the Blue Jays hit a walk-off homer. Saturday they win 8-1 over the Blue Jays. Sunday they lose 5-4 in a game in which they also held the lead in that one. Rowdy Tellez, 4 RBIs of the Pirates, 4 runs. He drove in all of them. So for him to not have any help. Dodgers series, Jared Jones giving him a 1-0 win in that game. Just 3 hits allowed to a very good LA Dodgers lineup. Wednesday, just as of the time of recording this last night, Paul Skenes starts. Maybe, and let's get into this because I was there last night for this game. Wednesday, so a weekday. Literally, like at least a weekend type vibe. I literally felt like I was at a playoff game though. Like just the energy that was in that building for this game. Skenes against the Dodgers. A lot of people obviously coming in just to see the Dodgers too, with Ohtani, the firepower, but like the amount of star power that was there. I was talking about this with Alan, like the Steelers contingency that was there. Ben had a suite. Cam Hayward was there. Russell Wilson was there. Obviously I was there. Pat Freiermuth was there. I had to throw myself in there. Sean Elliott was there. Kyle Allen, your boy, was there. Were any other Steelers players there? I don't know who was all up in Ben's suite. There could have been more people there that they didn't show on the board. But the Steelers were well represented. Like the Stars want to come see Paul Skenes pitch, and what better team to see him pitch against than the LA Dodgers? So the Stars kind of all aligned. It was wild to me that it was a Wednesday. Like it just didn't feel like it was a weekday game. You will never see a crowd like that normally at PNC Park. So just an awesome vibe. They end up winning the game. So that was obviously a bonus. And then, like you said, tonight's game, Did not go their way. Bailey Falter didn't get off to a good start. Probably his worst start since the first start that he had of the season. Yeah. Gives up a couple homers in this one. Tagged for 5 runs. But honestly, after the first inning, he had settled it down until that final home run that he gave up to make it a 5-4 game. And then Shelton just had the hook on him. As soon as he gave up that solo home run to make it 5-4, he gets the hook. Ben Heller comes in and things get out of control from that point on. But still, to get 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers, you got to feel really good about that. They just had to keep winning series. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about the bigger picture things, I should say, at this point in time. If they just keep taking 2 out of 3 every single time, it's going to look really good by the end of the season.
If they take 2 out of 3 over the entire season, you win over 100 games.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, just, I don't like, it's crazy to look at the wild card picture for this right now because it's so up in the air. It's there for the taking, and the Pirates have the rotation to be there. Do they have the bullpen? Are they going to get enough offense consistently? That's the question to me. Honestly, I'll be like, I don't know how you feel about it. I have a bigger concern about the bullpen than the offense as we sit here at this point in time.
I do for sure. And I think the problem is I'm not issued with the offense a ton. Like, there's certain games where they're not showing up a ton, but the bullpen has consistently been blowing games. And that has been an issue. It's not even just that they're letting up some runs, but the Pirates are still winning. The bullpen is literally blowing games. They're blowing quality starts from their rotation. And they are part of the reason the Pirates are in the situation that they are, being now, not technically officially probably for another inning and a half, but 4 games under 500. And they could be in such a better position if the bullpen could figure their crap out. Because despite their offensive inefficiencies that they've had so far this season, the bullpen is the major reason why they've lost some games. The offense has not helped win you games, but I don't think the offense has always lost you games. And the bullpen has for sure lost you at least a handful of games that we can go back and look at and say, this is because of the bullpen. And I'm not saying tonight is one of those cases because the Pirates needed to score 4 of those runs. But Bailey Falter comes out and the Pirates are only losing 5-4. So obviously the Pirates have not scored any runs since Bailey Falter came out. But now it's 11-4. Ben Heller gives up 5 earned runs in his Pirates debut in 1 inning. Like, what are we doing? And he's not the only one. Like, there are several guys in this bullpen that have been so inconsistent when it comes to like Majinski, your boy. He has not looked great since he's been coming back. Aroldis Chapman has not been great for, especially being the highest earned player on the team right now, the biggest contract. He has not looked great. There's only been a couple guys that have been overall consistent. Like, I still think that, like, you get a guy like Colin Holderman. I think overall he's been pretty solid as a reliever. I still think David Bednar has still been pretty good. But overall, when you look at some of the ways that these guys have been pitching, and you lost like Dauri Moreta for the year, I think that was a big hit to the bullpen that people aren't talking about enough. Ryan Borucki not being here. I think that the bullpen by far is the reason that they are losing some of these games. And I'm more concerned about that moving forward. I think that you could probably live with the offense that you have right now and not even change it if you secured to get an average bullpen with the rotation that you have. We're talking about a potential wildcard team. But right now, I don't know that you can get to that point because I can't count on the bullpen to close out some of these games. You're basically asking your rotation to have to take you into 7-8 innings of a game in order for you to feel comfortable about potentially winning the game. And even then, you don't even know if the game is still in hand. So, yeah, I agree 100% with you. The bullpen is a problem.
Yeah, Colin Holderman's been awesome for basically the entire time since he came back from injury. David Bednar, like you said, definitely getting better results. What I'm still like, he's just not getting a ton of strikeouts. So, like, is it going to continue to sustain? Like, the people are putting the ball in the air against him. Is he going to continue to be able to get the results? Hunter Stratton, though, it was like the third reliever that we were talking about that was performing pretty well. That has not been the case over the last couple of weeks. As a matter of fact, over the last week, a 2 whip, 353 average against. In his 4 innings, he's given up 6 hits, 3 runs in just 4 innings of work over the last week. So, yeah, I mean, I don't have any faith in this bullpen. I don't know how you fix it because I don't know that they have the answer internally. Is this a team that is going to go out and acquire relievers externally? I don't know. Like, that's a thing that happens typically at the trade deadline for teams that are in a position. Like, at the trade deadline, everybody that's not good is selling relievers. Everybody that's good is buying relievers. Are the Pirates going to do that ahead of? I think that they, like, with the rotation that they have, with what we've seen the offense can do, I would be shopping for relievers right now with the state of the bullpen compared to the rest of the team. I don't know that they're going to, but I would.
I would as well. And you mentioned the offense have scored 10 plus runs 4 times this season. And that might not sound like a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, that in baseball is significant, including last night. And I think that you have a team that is set up to be able to compete against these good teams. And we literally have seen it in this series against the Dodgers. And obviously they're not winning this last game, and they didn't win this last game against the Dodgers. But
O'Neill Cruz just hit a 3-run homer. It's now 11-7.
Oh boy, here we go. We're gonna have to restart. No, I
no, but listen. Okay, so they might have not get the result tonight. That's for O'Neill Cruz specifically on a personal level. Needed that. He's been struggling.
Yeah,
hopefully that really gets him going.
He has been struggling over his last 7 days. Before tonight, batting 154 and on base of 214, and he had only had 2 hits in 13 at bats. I don't think that it's been good for him. Looking at the stats though, some guys that have been performing well. Brian Hason's coming back over the past week, been performing really well. The guy that we focused on last week, Nick Gonzales, hit a homer in the game tonight, a 2-run homer. He's been outstanding. I don't think, even though we focused on him a ton last week, I don't think we can even talk about him enough. He has been part of the success of the offense that we've seen since he's been called up. He's been remarkable. Henry Davis is batting 300 in one game, so I can't really say anything on that.
That doesn't include tonight because it doesn't include tonight's stats yet.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Brian Reynolds though looks solid. So you saw some good from some players, and you've seen a dip from some players in the organization. Edwin Olivares, solid numbers offensively over the last week, but that kind of goes with the run totals too. I mean, like you've got some games where you're scoring like 3, and I mean, even just a couple days ago, 1 run, but then you have nights like yesterday or Wednesday, as if you guys are listening to this, that it was 10 runs, and you did that the same thing like a week before that. I think that they have the capability to be a very good team. I know that's probably a very scary thing for a lot of you to hear, and very probably just you don't believe it because it's the Pirates. But when you look at the rotation that they have, you look at some of the offensive guys, the offense can find league average consistency, and the bullpen can have league average consistency. I really think that you have a rotation that could carry you to playoffs. I think they are that good.
Yeah, I agree. And then once you're in the they have a rotation built for the postseason. Like, you're talking about how the rotation shortens when you get to the playoffs, like 3 deep, right? In the Pirates, and I know that Bailey Falter did not have a very good outing tonight, but that's like a number 4 going into the postseason for a 7-game series. But for a 5-game series, Skenes, Jones, Keller, are you kidding me? Who's matching that?
A 5-game series where you're probably going to have to face Skenes twice if you make it to game 5.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. Also, Paul Skenes.
And probably have Jones available out of the bullpen in said game 5.
Yeah. Paul Skenes, by the way, going against Shohei Ohtani. I mean, both Jared Jones and Paul Skenes going against Shohei Ohtani. But just the duel that Shohei Ohtani and Paul Skenes had was very good on Wednesday night. And I think I saw I think I saw Jim from North Shore 9 say this, and I don't think it's that outlandish of an idea. And I want to get your thoughts on this. Is Paul Skenes the most talented pitcher that's ever worn a Pirate uniform already? Not the best or not the greatest pitcher, but is he the most talented pitcher that's ever been in the organization?
Yeah. I don't know who number 2 is. He's number 1.
Like, is Garrett Cole close for like what he was?
Garrett Cole might be number 2, but I don't think it's
yeah.
like because I think that all the elements, right? Like you talk about how physically imposing he is on top of the repertoire that he had. It's everything about him. Like to me, it's clear cut that he is number 1.
Well, actually, Jim took it a step further, and he said that he's the best pitcher he's ever seen.
Okay, all right. Well, let's
like period.
If he was, honestly, to me, it's still. I don't know if he was a lefty, I can maybe throw him into the same category. For me, it's still Randy Johnson. Like him being a lefty on top of everything else just made him that much nastier.
Mm-hmm.
If Skenes was a lefty, because the like his pickoff move pretty solid, but if he was a lefty, he'd be picking off people left and right on first base when they reach base against him. So yeah, I think what's an interesting question, and we brought up the postseason, is that for sure the way that they would roll it right now? I almost feel like because of him being the vet, Shelton might roll with Mitch Keller for game 1 of a postseason series.
As of right now, yeah. But I just feel like as the season goes along, because I get being a vet, but like Mitch Keller's pitched the same amount of innings in the postseason as Paul Skenes has in the MLB. So when it comes to the postseason,
although
there's no veterans except for Andrew McCutchen on that team and Aroldis Chapman.
From the time that Skenes has made his debut until right now, like since he joined the Pirates roster, Keller's been the better pitcher.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say he's been the better pitcher. He has the better ERA. Like he's given up less. Yeah.
The better results.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I don't know. I think it's tough because I think as the year goes along, I think Skenes is just going to get better and better.
I'm asking you right now. The answer could change in even a month, 2 months, whenever we're talking about. Like so, but is it going to matter? Like again, they're probably going to lose tonight, drop back down to 4 games below 500. Probably be 2.5 out of the wild card. They can definitely make a wild card push. And to be honest with you, it kind of pisses me off that they're not in a wild card spot, at least because of what this rotation has done. But they're not. And you got to wonder, are they going to be able to? We're talking about, the Pirates over the last week. Rowdy Tellez coming into tonight, highest on base percentage on the team over the last 7 games. 455 on base percentage, hitting 400, 500 slugging, 955 OPS. Jared Triolo, 444, 556 slugging, 1000 OPS. Edward Olivares has been really good lately, drawn some walks, 400 on base percentage. You mentioned T. Brian Hayes since coming back. O'Neal Cruz certainly been slumping, got a home run tonight, as we mentioned. Hopefully that kind of kickstarts the offense for him. Nick Gonzales has been a very steady presence. I don't know. Like if Henry Davis, who has come back up now, if he can find his swing, kind of stabilize himself, get back to, at least the player that we saw last year. If not, we want him to obviously take a step from that and continue to become a better player. But if he can even be that, I don't know. Like Jack Suwinski going down and hopefully resetting. He hit a homer in his first game back up. Then yesterday, I swear he struck out in 3 straight up plate appearances on 9 pitches. I think it was literally just swing and miss, swing and miss, swing and miss 9 straight times in his 3 plate appearances against a lefty. But, who knows with that reset. I think they wanted to keep him down longer due to injuries to G1 Bay and Michael A. Taylor having a baby. Out of necessity, Jack Suwinski's back up here. I don't think that was the plan, though. Yeah.
Absolutely selfish from Michael A. Taylor.
So we'll see. Well, with the way Michael A. Taylor's played, honestly, wouldn't mind if he had another kid here in the next couple of days.
I'm looking at the playoff standings, and I don't think anybody in the NL Central is probably going to be catching the Brewers. I think the Brewers are probably going to. I know that's very early to say, but I think that based off of results, I feel like they're probably going to be the NL Central leader, even though I don't think that they're that very good.
Corbin Burns before the season, like it didn't seem like they had plans of being this team. Like, I don't know. I would have thought it was going to be the Cubs for the season.
The NL Central just stinks, and that's the shame of it all. Is that The division stinks.
It's there.
You should be. You have the opportunity to take it. And even in the wild card spot right now, the Cubs are 500 and they're in a wild card spot. Yeah. There's no reason the Pirates could not play themselves into a wild card spot. You ahead of you right now for the wild card, you are behind the San Francisco Giants, who are 30 and 33, so they're one game ahead of you. Or actually, no, they're technically in the standings and games played, you guys are tied. They're half a game behind the St. Louis Cardinals, who are 29 and 31. And then the Padres are the first wild card team. They're 32 and 33. Cubs are 31 and 31. And then you have the Braves, who are 35 and 25. I feel like the top wild card spot, there's going to be two NL East teams. And it's going to be the Braves and the Phillies who are going to be up there. But then those last two wild card spots, you have a open competition. You're talking about the Cubs, who are 31 and 31. They've only won a couple games more than you. If you've won two more of your games, you are tied in a wild card spot right now. I think that it is open and there for the taking for the Pirates. They just need to capitalize on it. And you have, like we said, the rotation is there, and that's the problem we thought we were going to have going into the season. And now it's all reversed. It's absolutely ridiculous how different this season is playing out than we thought it was going to in February.
And that's the thing. We're talking about things that could happen now that we're in season and have seen it kind of take shape. All this damage was done before the season started, though. When you spend money on Rowdy Tellez, Michael A. Taylor, like even Carlos Santana, who's hitting like 217, his on base maybe just above 300, but 9 homers, 24 RBIs. If you're even getting that production from first base, where's this team at? If you go out and get like another reliever or two, where is this team at? And again, maybe some of that is situations you couldn't have foreseen before. Like you thought you were going to have Dauri Moreta and Ryan Borucki, but once you lose those guys, why not go out and get some arms? Like, I don't know. I'm very frustrated with Ben Sherrington and Bob Nutting, and that could be said for the last 5 years, basically.
That's why I think the hoist of the blame should be on Ben Sherrington right now. I don't think that it should be on like the coaching staff at all right now. I mean, if you want to talk about hitting, that's one thing. But like as far as the manager goes, I don't think it's on him at all. Because I look at what he has in the bullpen, and it's like, what am I supposed to do? Who am I supposed to?
No matter what button he presses, it can't be the right one.
Who am I supposed to go out there and play?
Once Holderman pitches like 2 straight games, or Bednar pitches 2 straight games, who can he?
I don't think Shelton has any idea what to do, and I don't think that's his fault. That's the problem. I don't think it's his fault that he has no idea what to do when it comes to what do I do whenever my starter comes out, because there's really nothing to do.
Could you imagine if they just had like 2 or 3 Colin Holdermans on this team, how much of a game changer that could be? What's going on, everybody? Smitty from Around the 412, and I just want to take a quick second to give a shout out to our folks at Game Changers. Their logo on the screen right now, right above my microphone. Over 2,000 different designs in their catalog. Luxury heavyweight material. I am wearing one of their shirts right now. Best vintage t-shirts in the game. Head over to gamechanger.la or pick6.la to pick up some shirts. And guess what? Use code AT412. Save yourself $10 on your order every single time. Again, gamechanger.la or pick6.la. Best vintage t-shirts in the game. Check them out.
Speaking of Game Changers, did you wear a Game Changer shirt to the game on Wednesday?
Yeah, I was wearing my Paul Skenes one, of course.
Nice. Of course, had to.
Yeah, wore my Jared Jones one. The previous game that I was at where Jared Jones started. This year I've been to 4 Pirate games. Mitch Keller pitched one. Paul Skenes debut. Jared Jones, Paul Skenes again. So I've been blessed to see some really good pitching performances this year, as most of the Pirate starts have been. And again, that's why it is so frustrating, the position that we are in. Actually, though, the ad that I just read is incorrect. Over 3,000 designs on their website now, not just 2,000. So be sure to go check them out. Basically, anything that happens in the sports world or pop culture world, whatever, you will end up seeing a t-shirt design for that on their website. So go check them out, gamechanger.la, pick6.la. Save yourself $10 at checkout with code AT412. Where did we? Oh, I was just watching the clip. 462 feet into the river, that Oneil Cruz home run.
Wow.
So, hopefully that's a sign of things to continue for Oneil Cruz. And shout out to our boy, Zach Celedonia Flash texted me that he had a bet on Oneil Cruz. And I said, yeah, he's been slumping, so he's going to hit one tonight. Won like $150 off an Oneil Cruz homer. So shout out to our boy Flash. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come. He's kind of been slumping. I don't know. I like going back to something I said last week, as frustrating as these games have been because of the bullpen and because of the offense at times, like I'm still so invested in every single game because the starting pitching, like 4 times a week, you're sitting down watching either Mitch Keller, Jared Jones, Paul Skenes, or crazy to throw him into this discussion, but his performance has warranted it, Bailey Falter. Like, how can you not be excited pretty much every Pirate game that you're watching when those guys are on the mound?
Honestly, there's only 1 in 5 that I'm not excited for, and it's whenever Martin Perez pitches. And I feel bad saying
he's on the
that.
IL right now.
It's nothing against Perez, but like whenever he had his starts coming up, I'm just like, I'm not as interested.
Even if he was pitching well, right? Like he's just not like electric. Like there's nothing. It's just boring.
Well, it's funny that we're comparing electric and we're talking about Bailey Falter in the same sentence too. But I mean, he's been good. He's been good. He's not the same type of electric as like a Skenes or a Jones, but he's been just so consistent. And outside of what you saw on Thursday night in the beginning of that game, like we mentioned, that was his first poor start to a game since the first one where he blew up and everybody attacked him for it, myself included. And then since then, he's been great. So moving forward, we saw this from Jared Jones. We saw one poor start a couple weeks ago from Jared Jones. And I don't think he's going to have the problem of moving on from that at all. Like, just like Jones did. Like Bailey Falter, I have no issue with him moving forward as a starter because of one poor start to a game. So I think
also the Dodgers.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the Dodgers too. It's the Dodgers. And did you see the clip of the Dodgers podcast talking about how, like, complaining about how Dodgers are playing against the Pirates? Mm-hmm. There was just something very gratifying about that clip that I was so happy watching that clip of Dodgers fans complaining about losing to the Pirates. And they're just like in that clip, they're saying like nothing against the organization, nothing against the Pirates, the Pirates rotation, but it's the Pirates. And I'm like, I felt that. I get that. I understand. I understand that completely. Like you should be wanting to, but I feel like a lot of people within the MLB sphere, I guess you could say, have taken notice of how good the Pirates rotation is. And obviously Paul Skenes is definitely the catalyst of that because he's the name that everybody's going to know. But like Jared Jones and how good Bailey Falter and Mitch Keller have been, people have taken notice about how good the rotation has been. And so when it comes to gauging interest in games, I'm like all offense. And I feel like that's obviously how the MLB is geared towards like advertising themselves and everything. And that's why they were juicing balls, even though they weren't going to admit they juiced balls that one year. They definitely juiced balls a few years ago and we're trying to pump up offensive numbers. I'm all for like bigger offensive plays and everything like that. But now my mindset and my mentality when I'm watching a game is switched. I don't mind watching a low-scoring game as long as guys like Skenes, Keller, Jones, as long as they're pitching lights out. That, to me, has been more entertaining than offense right now, and that's typically switched in my mind. And so these guys have brought a new fandom to me that I'm not even, like, in the past, obviously I want my pitchers to do well, but, like, I would always say I would rather the Pirates score 10 runs than watch a like pitcher pitch and get like 10 strikeouts, but the Pirates offensively don't do well. Now that's flipped. Like I would rather watch these guys strike guys out looking, the whiffs. I mean, it's been so entertaining, and I feel like maybe this is the wrong word to use, but like I feel like a lot of our rotation has just so much swag about it now that it hasn't had in the past. And I'm sure the youth of Skenes and Jones has been a part of that, especially from those two. But it's just there's just swagger around the starting rotation that hasn't been there before. That's been so entertaining to watch and keeps you engaged the entire time.
I mean, I think just because of performance, there's like a confidence level there. The injection of youth for them as well. Yeah, it has been electric. There's even that shirt, Allegheny Electric Company, I think that's by Pitching Ninja that put them out. So hey, go grab a shirt if you want one of those. But yeah, I'm enjoying watching these guys perform. Hopefully it continues. As of it looks like the Pirates, down to their last strike in this game, are going to indeed fall to the LA Dodgers. Still take 2 out of 3 from them. You look at their upcoming series here. Next time we talk, they will have played the Minnesota Twins and the Cardinals. So I can tell you guys right now, normally we are like it kind of in limbo when we're going to record. To tell you next week, probably going to be on my birthday, the 13th, because the Cardinals game is in the afternoon. So probably makes the most sense.
Happy birthday.
The series wraps up.
Yeah, get to record a podcast.
Happy birthday. Let's record a podcast. I mean, I wouldn't be doing anything on a Thursday anyway. So, but yeah, I don't have anything else if you don't.
No, since we're not going to probably play the videos for the ads, I guess we can just talk about Keeks Barbershop.
You know what?
You
know what? Hold on.
Okay.
Zach's got it.
Okay.
How do I want to? Let me see. Let me see if I can cook up something real quick.
Yeah. Let's cook. See if you can cut up something real quick.
Ben Heller, who made his Pirates debut today, I don't know. I mean, I know that he's got the stuff. People have talked about how electric he can be. I don't know if he's going to make the cut. Smitty from around the 412 here. And while I may not have much hair, the hair that I do have will not be cut by anybody besides Keek at Keek's Barbershop. My friend Christian Circle, been with us since day one. Keek's Barbershop, located 401 Burkitch Way, Suite 2 in Beaver, PA. Download the app, The Cut. Book an appointment with Christian today, or you can do walk-in with Tony or Ashley. But again, Keek's Barbershop, 401 Burkitch Way, Suite 2 in Beaver, PA. Go check them out. Old school vibe in there. Absolutely love it. Cannot recommend them enough. Wouldn't go anywhere else. Maybe I'll see you there. And the Pirates just fall to the LA Dodgers. Jared Triolo, strike 3 as they fall 11-7 tonight at PNC Park. Again, going back down to 4 games below 500. But again, they took 2 out of 3.
I'm just saying, if the bullpen didn't give up 6 runs after Bailey Falter came out, the Pirates would have won this game. Just saying.
Yeah, they could have even have given up 2, right?
Yeah,
and it would at least been an extras. So, yeah, the bullpen strikes again, and it might be somebody else this time, but it doesn't matter. They throw anybody out there from that bullpen right now, and unless his name's Colin Holderman or David Bednar, I don't feel too good about it. So, like we said, 2 series: Minnesota Twins, St. Louis Cardinals. So, actually, a lot of games, 6 games before the next time we record. So gonna have a nice sample size to talk about, and we'll see where things stand by that time. Did a couple more starts from Jared Jones. Talked about a Paul Skenes start against St. Louis in there, so should be good. Anything else?
No, I'm trying to figure out how to play this Everything Custom Designs video.
Well, I mentioned Pitching Ninja came out with a Jones Skenes shirt, right? Haley's got to do something to capitalize on this Pittsburgh Pirates duo that they got. Paul Skenes, Jared Jones, Everything Custom Designs. Haley, let's maybe, pay a little bit of attention here to what's going on with this Pittsburgh rotation and see what we can cook up. Who am I talking about? Need a custom t-shirt, hoodie, tumbler? Stop what you're doing. Don't go anywhere else. Check out the link in the description. Everything Custom Designs. Our friend Haley Wagner, small business. She can do all that for you. She even does around the 412 merch, t-shirts, hoodies, long sleeve tees, bunch of different stuff. I even got a tumbler from her as well. So go check out the link in the description. Goes directly to her Facebook page. All of her stuff can be found there. Again, Everything Custom Designs. Haley Wagner. She does great work. Can't recommend her enough. Go check it out. Also, want to apologize to our sponsors for this specific episode. That's on me. Didn't play the first one until like 25 minutes in or something like that. So that's on me. But Game Changers, Keeks Barbershop, Everything Custom Designs, the links for all of them will be in the description of the show. Haley at Everything Custom Designs, even on her Etsy page now, directly you can buy some around the 412 merch, t-shirts, long sleeve tees, hoodies can all be found directly there. Working on a couple new designs to add to that as well. And also, I should have brought this up on the Steelers show, but I forgot. I am looking for somebody, because Haley doesn't, it's not a conflict of interest. I've already brought it up to her. Looking for somebody that can make custom hats and because I don't want to be an or, it's not an or thing, as well as shorts. I want to be able to bring out some shorts with our design on them as well. So if you know anybody that does that type of thing, because we've gone through like websites and stuff, and I can do that again. But if possible, would love to support another small business if there's somebody out there that does that type of work. So if you know somebody or you are somebody, please reach out to me. I want to get some Around the 412 hats circulating again, as well as some shorts and also sweatpants. But like we're not in that time of year, so I'm not necessarily focused on that immediately. But like the hats and shorts, I would love to get out as we are in the summertime now at this point, as we sit here on the first week of June. So be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit us in the comments, anything that we talked about on this episode, any questions for a future episode, leave us a 5-star review and subscribe. If you were listening somewhere else, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast from, you can find us, just search Around the 412 and we will be right there. Follow us everywhere at Around the 412, X, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the social media platforms. You can find us at Around the 412. Again, links in the description for all of our sponsors. Big shout out to them. As always, for Smitty, for Tyler, this has been the Around the 412 Pirates Show. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.